Thank you for joining Pioneer. I'm Chris with Norman Public Library Central, and this is the 19th video in our series on the Swift computer programming language. In our previous lesson, we learned about creating different types of variables within a class. We learned about public variables, we learned about let constants, and we saw two different kinds of private variables. A completely private variable that can't be accessed in any way from outside our class, as well as a private set variable that could be read from outside our class, but not changed within it. In your challenge for last lesson, I asked that you add more information to your book class. Here's my solution. I've added publisher, publication year, and num pages. You can see that I have defaulted publisher to a blank string, publication year to the year 0, which may or may not be a good idea, and num pages to 0. I've also added a member function called printBook that can print out all of this information, but only if the information has actually been set. Let's take a closer look at member functions today. You can download this starter code from Pioneer Library System's website at the URL on your screen. Don't forget to check target membership for this file and to uncheck it for any other Swift files in your project except main, which must also be part of your target. So I've provided you with a basic version of our book class, and what I'd like to do is add a function that allows you to check out the book. To support this, we're going to want two additional member variables. We'd like a variable to store whether or not the book is checked out, and we'll allow external code to access that, but not change it. And we'd also like to store the library card number of whoever has checked the book out, and we won't give external code access to that at all. We'll create a checked out variable that is of type bool, which is short for Boolean. A Boolean variable is a true-false value, and we'll default that value to false. The book is not checked out the day the library receives it from the vendor. We'll also add a variable for the library card. And we'll store this as a string and initialize it to an empty string. We're going to make checked out a private set var, which means that external code can look to see whether the book is checked out, but can't actually set this variable to true or false on its own. We'll make our library card completely private. External code will not be able to see the library card at all. Now let's write a member function that uses these two variables to manage checkout. Our checkout function requires one piece of information from the external code, the library card number of the person checking it out. And we require that as a string. We'll also allow our code to return true or false, indicating whether or not the checkout succeeded. So our code will return a Boolean value. First, let's check to see if this book is already checked out. If it's already checked out, we can't check it out again, so we'll simply return false, indicating to the calling code that they can't check it out. If it is not checked out, then we'll store the library card information, and we'll change checked out to be true. That way, next time checkout is called, checked out will be true, and so we won't allow the book to be checked out a second time. We also have to make sure that we return true, indicating that this worked. The book was successfully checked out. So let's see how this works in our code. We have a book here, and let's create a variable to store whether or not the checkout worked correctly. We're going to check it out with a library card. And let's see if it worked. Let's run the code and see what we get. So it has allowed me to check out the book. But what if I try to check it out again? Let's try to check it out with a different library card. And I'll just print the same error messages. And you can see that it successfully checked out the first time, but the second time through, the checkout didn't work because the book was already checked out. Your challenge is to add another member function that allows users to return the book. Good luck!